Now this is my favorite part. I'm assuming that for many of you it's also your favorite part, and it is the last step in our virtual wholesaling system to assign the contract to your end buyer. Now make sure the title agency or the closing agent is aware that this is a virtual wholesale transaction and that any paperwork needed by you will need to be signed electronically or through a mobile notary. Please write that down. It is not in your slide. Mobile notaries are all the rage. We use them all the time in Kogo Capital. If we've got buyers that are out in rural areas, we can find a mobile notary for $150, $175 to drive out there, get all the documents signed, stamp the notary, send us back the originals via FedEx. Okay? There is no good reason for you to ever leave your house if you don't want to. Okay? All of this is done via telephone and internet connection. That's all you need. Now at this time, you should also receive your wholesaling fee, which is typically determined as a percentage of the transaction. Now let's talk about the tools and the partners that you guys are going to need to do this effectively. Okay? Two main tools you already have access to. They are free to you, and that is Zillow and that is Craigslist. A lot of great information in both of these tools. But what they are lacking is the ability to pull what's called a debt stack or to pull a list. Okay. Now within our organization, we offer two different platforms, software platforms. The first one is called SendFuse, which is a dialing for or driving for dollars app where I literally can pull up in front of a piece of property, simply type in the address right here into my smartphone, and it'll tell me who owns it, when they bought it, how much they paid for it, how much they financed on it. I can skip trace the homeowner. I can tell SendFuse to call them and schedule an appointment with me. I can send them an offer. By the way, do you guys remember that training we did 2 weeks ago where I sent the guy the SendFuse offer on the Craigslist ad? Yeah. He called me this morning.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, okay, I got your offer, I'm ready to sell. All through SendFuse, okay? So very cool. SendFuse is a great tool. We use it all day, every day within our organization, and my acquisitions team lives in SendFuse. They also live in another software platform called Dealio.Pro. Now, for those of you freaking out, these are certainly available. That's not what I'm here to sell you this evening. They're available. Be aware of it, okay? With Dealio, this is where you pull your lists. You can pull your out-of-state owner, your free and clear, your rundown, vacant, boarded, zombie properties. Dealio will pull you thousands and thousands of leads in any market across the United States of America. Contact one of my business development consultants. They can tell you more about both SendFuse and Dealio.Pro. But if you intend to invest effectively, you're going to want to invest in those two pieces of technology. Okay? Now, some partners that you will need, please write these down. Number one, you're going to need a local realtor. You need somebody who knows the target market and provide the same realtor help you have in your own local area. You're going to need a local title company, which will help facilitate the title transfer from seller to the buyer. You're going to need a local attorney if you are in an attorney state, which is typically states east of the Mississippi. You guys are in a judicial foreclosure market and you require attorneys to close the bulk of your transaction. So you may need a local attorney to help facilitate the transaction so everything runs as smoothly as possible and you can close the deal as quickly as possible. And then you're also going to need some local partners. If you can specialize in a certain part of the process via online methods, you can work with other investors and even other wholesalers who are doing other parts of the equation locally, and then you can share in the profit. I will tell you this, guys, one of the things I love most about real estate is that everyone gets paid when the transaction closes. Nobody gets paid until the transaction closes. So there's not all of these fees that you're coming out of pocket. It's all subject to the deal closing. So the successful consummation of the transaction is when everybody gets paid. So we're all working towards the same end, closing the deal and getting paid.